Hello everyone, I am Neen and I am bringing you the second quarterfinal of the Dreamhack Valencia 2012 Open. It is Bequeen. It is not the Queen. It is on Daybreak. I can't remember which version. It'll either be TSL or WCS. Those are the ones that are in circulation at the moment. But it's on Daybreak and it is between Liquid's very own TaeJa, bossing it up as normal, winning everything pretty much, and between SaSe, who, yeah, his in-game sort of, I think it's handle. I know it's handle for most MMOs, but his in-game name very hot, because if you're very hot, you can be called Sauce or SaSe. So very bad pun on SaSe's part. But both players going to be opening up on opposite corners of Daybreak. Sorry if I sound a tiny bit nasal. I do actually have a cold at the moment, which is a tiny bit annoying. But we're going to see the probe going up pretty early from SaSe. Probably going to start up the gateway in a couple of supplies. Probably once the drone pops out and it goes up to 13, because yep, there he's going 9 pylon, 13 gateway, and TaeJa looks as though he's going either 12 or 13 max. But a fairly early scout. Normally, well, sometimes you see scouts go off after the... Oh, just ping the microphone. Sometimes you see scouts go off after the, I think it's usually the gateway. But, going to start to just annoying that barracks a tiny bit. But the probe shouldn't... TaeJa sneakily switches away the injured SCV. And that barracks is going to complete, and it is rallied to the natural, well, the main sort of choke of the natural. Well, I suppose you've got a choke there, and you've got 2 chokes, well, 3 actually, one there, one there. Oh no, I'm thinking of Cloud Kingdom anyway. But that SCV going to chase that probe away. How much health does that probe have? Not that much, but the Cybercore going to start up for SaSe, as well as the Assimilator. So, well, second Assimilator, so he might be going slightly higher tech. I can't be too sure on this, but he's getting the initial Zealot, just to ensure that he can sort of not die to an early Marine rush. The probe getting chased by the Marine. Cue the Benny Hill music. But the SCV is going to come in, see that there's no expansion, and going to see that there's not much happening up here. I can't see the circles. Can I switch to SaSe's view? Number 2. Can I actually see the pylon radius? No. That's annoying, because I think that pylon might come up to about sort of here. But I don't know. That gateway might be powered, it might not be, but we've got a stalker coming up, and the bunker coming up to defend the natural in case SaSe wants to do any sort of rush. But if he was doing 4 warp gates, he'd probably have all 4 up by now. He seems to be going a sort of more macro style, guessing the second nexus. So the map controls 50-50 at the moment by the looks of it. That SCV, he's keeping an eye on you. Big Brother is watching you. That reminds me, I need to read 1984, because I've just got it downloaded to my Kindle, so I need to read that. But double refinery coming up out of TaeJa. Looks as though, because the refineries were late, we might be seeing quite heavy bioplay, which is always a popular one versus Protoss, because Marauders are deadly against Stalkers, and Marines are Marines. If you're losing as Terran, make more Marines. And if they've got Storms, make more Marines after the Storms. But going to be moving out with those 5 Marines. Probably going to try and just sort of harass a tiny bit. But that sentry is there, ready to wall off the main from the rest of society. But it looks as though we've got a tiny bit of oversaturation. And as I say that, the drones do pull. And it looks as though it might actually be perfectly timed as the drones start arriving just as the Nexus is finishing. Sorry about that. But we're going to see the drones not the drones, the Marines just scouting up here. And just scouting everywhere, making sure that there's no hidden proxies, because those can be an annoyance at times. But it's very unlikely that TaeJa would succumb to sort of such a cheap tactic. Well, not really cheap, but such a popular tactic, because it's so popular. Why make your units walk over the whole map and potentially be scouted when you can just sort of warp them in here on this Vespine Geyser? But that Stalk is severely outnumbered. It is at the moment 8-1, and that Zealot begins to fall back. Yeah, that Stalker didn't stand a chance. I mean, TaeJa's going for the early upgrades again. He always does, getting Stim, and it looks as though we're going to see Storm out of SaSe. And if he he doesn't have a robo. That's a bit disappointing. I was hoping that we'd see a robo so he could storm the mineral line. But TaeJa possibly pulling back, sends in the exploratory marine, going to get chased down by, well, pretty much the entirety of SaSe's force plus a probe. That High Templar going to get 75 charge, or he might just be going for an Archon because there isn't enough. Well, that's not even halfway done. It is now. But it's not going to be enough if TaeJa decides to go for the quick marine push. He might very well make it. How many Raxes is he on? Raxes is building his 4th and 5th, and building a factory in Starport. So we will probably see Medivacs coming up once this reactor finishes, and he's going to do the old switcheroo. But we have a lot of marines out for TaeJa. It is 17, which will really test SaSe's skill with force fields, guardian shields, and High Templars. He does have 4 of the High Templar. However, do they have enough charge? We've got. Well, now he's got. Wait. Oh, I thought that probe was a High Templar. No, it wasn't. But I think that all the High Templar have enough charge. Going to be walking more zealots, just making sure that he's got enough to deal with this Bioforce, because if marines get stimmed, then units will just begin to melt, and that probe should get taken down. It might just get away with it, but no, that probe will live to survive another. It will die another day. I think. Yeah, that's the reference I was going for. But we are going to see the factory coming over to scouts, and we have a lot of marines. 2 Archons just got merged, I think. Yes, 2 Archons did just get merged. Oh no! SaSe's moved out at just the wrong time. These marines are going to be able to stim up all the way into the main unless he does something about it now. And now the Medivacs are here. SaSe is supply blocked. He can't warp in anything. It is now in a base race. He is building as many pylons as possible just so that he can survive the base race. But TaeJa has money. SaSe doesn't. Well, SaSe is still getting money, but he won't for very long. Mind you, all you need is a mule and a chair. But he has forces in his base. The Storm manages to finish off quite a lot of those marines. But those SCVs, they don't have 1-1 yet, but they may do in the near future. Do we have 1-1 on the way? No, he's gone for 1 armor. But that Storm killing off the SCVs. I think that 26 marines to 38 stalkers. SaSe GG's out, and we go into game 2 of 3 with TaeJa up 1. Apologise for the I'll just ping the microphone again. I apologise for the snuffles and the just general nasal sound, but I do have a cold. I will be back with game 2. Just sort of, if I put in a playlist, then it'll probably be the next thing on my playlist. If I don't, then it'll probably be quite. Well, it'll have the same tag, so it'll probably be high up the recommended. Anyway, I've been Neon. Thank you for watching.